Hi everybody. In this tutorial I want to show you some details about Logic's Channelstrip in context with the Media Library tab. I've created 6 different track types in the range window. An audio track, an instrument track, an aux track, a master track, an output track, and a MIDI track. Note: the Media Library displays only presets and settings for the tracks that are added in the Arrange window. If I select aux1 in the Arrange mixer, you see that this track is selected in the Arrange window too, and the channel strip has a green frame. If I select aux2 in the Arrange mixer, the selection stays on aux1 in the Arrange like the green frame in the mixer. The Media Library still displays the settings I can choose for aux1. So if I select a setting in the Media Library, Logic loads it to the object with the green frame, the one that is selected in the Arrange area. If I want to load settings for aux2, I must choose the settings dialog in the mixer or add aux2 as a track in the Arrange. Let's select an audio track. If you click and hold on the channel strip settings section, you see some comments that are exactly the same in every track type, like next channel strip, previous, copy, paste, reset, save as, and so on. Down under you can see the available settings. These settings are specific and change with the track type that is selected in the Arrange area. All the settings that you see here are displayed in the Media Library. So you don't need to open this dialog to have access to your settings. Just browse and select them in the Media Library tab. If we select another track in the Arrange, the Media Library displays immediately the channel strip settings for this track. The channel strip settings section stays highlighted and still interacts with the Media Library. Let's select an output track and load a preset. And boom, Logic loads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plugins in a second. And if I reset the channel strip, I get rid of 7 plugins in a second. That's really fast. Okay, the computer I work with has 8 cores. But this changes nothing to the relations when I load every single plugin by hand. You know what I mean? The interaction with the Media Library is unbeatable fast. Please note that the MIDI track and the master track are special. The MIDI track has no channel strip settings dialog like the other track types. If the MIDI track is selected, the Media Library displays all elements that are created in the environment. Let's open the environment. Here you see the MIDI instruments, the mapped instrument, the multi-instrument, and so on. By selecting the MIDI track, the Media Library gives you access to nearly all MIDI objects in the environment. Let's go to the master track. You have no channel strip settings dialog like in the MIDI track, but you see a lot of settings in the Media Library. Let's select the setting and see what happens. Oops, you can see that the number of insert slots raised. So Logic loaded something. But you see nothing in the master track. So what's the reason for that? It's simple. You have to work in a surround project to get access to the loaded plugins in the master track. If I assign the audio track to the surround output, you can see the loaded plugins and the channel strip settings dialog. Now the master track interacts with the Media Library like the other ones, and the stereo output track like the master track before we switch to surround. You see the output track has no dialog and no insert slots. If we switch back to a stereo project, you see how it changes again. So, these were some details about Logic's Arrange channel strip in context with the Media Library tab. You saw the fast interaction, and it's definitely one of the major keys for faster results. So get in touch with it and watch the next video.